Hey everybody, this is Zach Smith, and we're at Zach Smith Photography Studios on Magazine Street, New Orleans. Welcome. As you see here behind me, I've got a lot of beans, garbanzos, red beans, small red beans, more beans than you can shake a stick at. In New Orleans, what we like to do is wash the clothes on Sunday, soak the beans, and eat beans on Monday. But what do you do on Wednesday? You do a product photo shoot with red beans from Camelia brand beans. So we recently did a lifestyle advertising shoot for Camelia a couple of weeks ago in New Orleans at a friend of mine's house and also at the Mosquito Supper Club. And it was a great shoot. And now we're doing the product photography, which is actually clear bean bags so the client can put their logo on it with the words. The easiest thing to do was to do the clear bean bag so they can adjust the size and the logo. What we're going to do is show you how to best create a good workflow for product photography to create consistent and clear, clean images and pretty much work it like a conveyor belt. Get all your settings done and just switch the bean bags in and out. But that starts with good, proper tripod. So the tripod I'm using today is a Promaster, and I'll have the exact model later. It's a System Pro 2, and the head that I'm using is a Manfrotto 410 head. And I'm using the Canon 5D Mark IV 24-70 2.8L lens, and I'm at about 70 millimeters. I'm shooting vertical orientation because I want to fill the frame with my subject, because the most that we can fill the frame and use the full sensor, the higher the resolution and quality we're going to get. I'm not going to bore you with the details, but my settings are 40th of a second at f9 at an ISO of 250. I'm trying to stay with that native ISO resolution to get the highest quality image possible, but f9 to get the most depth and clarity. Okay? The only reason we can shoot at a 40th is because we're on a tripod. We're using Tether Tools cable, USB 3, to another USB cable going to the computer. The reason why I want to tether is this. So we're going to open up Lightroom here. And what I want to do is we want to do a tethered capture, start tethered capture. Now, I've already named my session name, Camelia Bean Studio. You can name yours whatever you want. The most important part is the destination. We want to choose our destination, and I like to keep everything in a 2018 folder here. I've already done Camelia Bean Studio, and choose. Once I choose that, I can set my keywords, Camelia Bean Studio Product Photography, so I can recall these photo shoots and photos later to continue teaching you guys how to do this well. So let's go ahead and set our first shot. And my goal is to get a full frame image, but why not use the live view? So I like live view so that I can touch autofocus the camera. Now, let me back this up. There are different settings that you can use for the touch autofocus on the Mark IV. I have it for super high sensitivity that my finger barely touches the screen and it takes a picture. You want this set at super high sensitivity because if you don't, you have to actually press the screen, which may shake your camera. I can barely touch this and it takes a picture. The reason why I like that is that I know I'm autofocusing on the middle part of the beam. That way, when I go back to my computer, I can see the image, but I can also see it on the big screen. The reason why I have this is not because of the color and contrast and whatnot. It's a nice screen, but for my composition. I want to be able to see if I've got the corners in the shot, how my shadows are, how the top of the bag is, and that way I can adjust the bag and take another shot like this. So maybe I want something at a 45-degree angle. So I go in there, tap it again, check that out, make sure it comes up, and voila, we've got a 45-degree angle bean bag. So that's a little bit about the shooting workflow. one thing about organization, anytime you're doing product photography and you're doing a lot of items, especially small items like jewelry or toys or something like that, you want to have some sort of system. So my assistant Matt, who's filming right now, set up these beans in the type that they are. Garbanzos, red beans, black-eyed peas, but all together. Here's the pile that we've shot already, just to keep them separate. As we shoot, we put down in the shot pile. So another thing about the workflow, this lightbox is a lightbox I got on Amazon. It's called, what is this again? It's the Amazon Basics Portable Photo Studio. It's right here. Look, check that out. There it is. Yes. So there's some requirements, and if you look down, go in there, Matt. See what you can see. Oh, there's a bag of beans. It's a great softbox and even light distribution system that you can shoot down. You can shoot in, and you can get wide angle and get low. You can get a fixed focal length and go in, but great for workflow because everything is consistent. Product photography, consistency. That's what we want. If we had to hand hold every shot, we'd have a different composition. We'd have a different focal length. If we're shooting at a slow shutter speed, we might have shake in a lot of these images. So the only thing you want to change is the angle of the bag and the different beans that are coming in. That's if you're shooting beans. You're shooting beans, right? Maybe. So that's my workflow right here. And if you have any questions or if you want to receive more techniques and tips like this, you can subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'll be posting weekly, but also to my website, www.zacksmith.com, where you can see workshops, tips and techniques, and more videos like this. Signing off.